Helena and welcome to my channel. So today in this video I am going to be participating in the hashtag Sewatop challenge. So this is a challenge, if you don't know, or hashtag, started by Claire from the YouTube Penguins and Pear Dressmaking. I hope I got that right. I'll write it on the screen. I'll also link her original video in the description. And it's actually a challenge where one day of the month a sewing vlogger makes a top and does a review about it. So there's many more before me, so my date is the 13th. So I'm putting it up on the 13th in Australia, so that could be different in the UK. So, am I doing this on the right? Anyway, okay, so the person who was before me is Crystalsewsandstuff. And then the person after me is Twilight Stitcher. I'm not good with the channel names, like I know the person and I see their face and I'm like, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But then I see the channel name or something and I'm like, wait, who's that? I'm really just bad with names in general. Like, people must think I'm very rude, but I'm just really not good. It's me, it's not you, it's me. Anyway, so like I said, I'm on the 13th. I'm going to overlay the, well, editing Helena, please can you overlay a clip of the participants that Claire made. So if you guys haven't seen her video already and you've never heard of her already, definitely go pop over to her channel, but like just finish this video first. Just don't leave me. But give her a subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, definitely go give her a follow and check out all the other vloggers that have already done videos and the ones that are going to do it after me, depending on when you see this video. Oh yes, also she has made a playlist on her channel, which I will link below, of everybody who's participating in this challenge. So it is of the month of August from the 1st to the 31st. How many 30 days has July? Just give me a minute, I've got to get my shit together. No, there's 31. I decided to make Porta woven top. Just holding up the pattern here. Oh. So I'll overlay some pictures of that, of the pattern, and then I will show you this one that I made. So being me, I left this to the last minute. So today is the 13th and yesterday was the 12th. Obviously that's how calendars work. I was like, oh, I'll pick the 13th, and I picked that last month because I was like, okay, cool, I'll have a month to make what I want and pick everything and choose the fabric, whatever, right? And so I was like, that's plenty of time, I can make whatever I want with that. I could even do a complicated one if I wanted to, because, you know, I've got a month, right? But me being me, I did pick the pattern a week or two before and I got it printed. So look, I wasn't too bad, but me being me, like a day or two before today, I was like, I'm gonna make this top. Yeah, I'm gonna make this top. Luckily it's a pretty easy shape and silhouette and whatnot, so that's good. But yeah, so I left it to the last minute and I was literally sewing it at like, it was like 12, maybe, no, it wasn't last night, it was the night before. It was like 12 or 1 a.m. and I didn't even realize that was the time. But anyway, I'm going to talk about, so the size I made. I've got some notes because I need to keep on track. I'm not good at that. I made the size 4, which the measurements are for the bust, the finished measurements are 33 1/8. So that's the smallest size, but my bust is actually 32. But I thought, you know, I might like some floaty room in there. Like I might not want it to be totally fitted. So I thought, yeah, I'll do that. And then the finished measurements of 4 is 36.58 inches. But the problem is my hip is more around 37 inches or maybe even 38 but you know, it depends on the day. But I don't like when tops go straight down and then they're like really tight on hips, but then like it's kind of boxy there. So I decided to grade to the 6 from, where did I do it from? Like down towards the hem. I think from the bust to the hem, I just sort of graded out a bit. So yeah, it's super easy. You just connect one line to the other and draw a line with a ruler to grade between the sizes. So what else did I do? Oh, the other thing, which I'll show you some better clips of this, but I definitely did these straps. I just did how the pattern was, but they're definitely too long. So I want to bring them up a bit because it's quite low and it's a bit annoying. Also, there's quite a bit of room here, right? And I was thinking maybe should I bring it in? But I don't know if I can be bothered, but also like maybe you want, especially in summer, it's winter here, especially in summer, I may want something more loose, and I think maybe lifting it up might help solve my problem. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just bring the bust darts in a bit. But yeah, definitely going to be shortening the straps. So this is basically just made straight up, except for I graded, like I said. So yeah, I did find, even though I did grade to the 6, it is slightly, how do I say, tight around the hip, kind of. But I thought I might actually be tucking it into jeans or something like that. So maybe I might grade it a little bit more depending on what kind of top I want to do. So yeah, you can see it's a bit loose there, especially with this mic holding it down. The length, I think is fine. So I would have, because I graded, I would have made the 6 length, the side seam length. So then it was 16 and 5/8 lengthwise. I just used this random fabric that I had in my stash because I was going to use a linen, but I didn't want to waste it if I messed it up. So I used this fabric, but ironically this is a Liberty fabric, so not really something you should be toiling on. But I got it a long time ago and I have used it for other things, and this is sort of like a 1 meter scrap kind of piece. So I made some face masks out of it. Maybe I could coordinate actually. Didn't even think of that. But yeah, so I used 1 meter of, it took 1 meter of fabric and it was 120 wide, which makes sense with the pattern because it says if you've got fabric that is 48 inches, then you need 0.75 of a meter. But because of the way I folded it and how much I had left, I only had 120 centimeters wide. So that makes sense that it took a meter, but it is the smallest size. Oh, the other annoying thing, so that's the size, and that's how much fabric I used, is the printing of it. So when I downloaded it, you can print a A4, one that you stick together, a PDF pattern. I'm sure many people are familiar with those. They have something called a wide format as well when they send you. And in Australia, or at least where I'm at, usually I would print A0 files because that's what the standard copy shop can do. Like that's basically the biggest. But because it was a wide format, it was like the paper was too wide and too long. So when I didn't realize that, but when I printed this one, a slight bit on the edge was cut out. So that was annoying. But I also bought one of their other patterns, which is like every month they have if you buy a pattern, you can get one of these 2 free patterns for the month of August. And there was a cardigan, I haven't tried it yet, but I just thought may as well pick it up. So yeah, that's the only annoying thing. This one, it was okay, I got away with it. There was like that much cut off from the edge of the front facing, that's the word. But I just printed the A4 pieces for those bits and stuck them together. Annoying, but it is what it is. So I would say technically it is a beginner pattern, and that's what they say. They say easy. I'll show you the clips and the website page. And technically, yes, it is. Technically. But I honestly wouldn't recommend this company to a beginner because, just one second, I'll just, so this bit and this little bit up here are the instructions. So that's 12 lines of instructions, and it's very just like buttonhole the right front. So that's the only, I would say, negative about Style Arc patterns. But they have so many. They have so many nice patterns, so you're bound to find something you like. I was thinking, should I do a sew along? Because I noticed one of the other people participating in this challenge, oh, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. Like I said, I'm shit with names. So she did a Style Arc pattern, but it was a dress, but it can be a top as well. And I will overlay her name and her channel because I'm totally forgetting. And I think she's done that sew along because, like she mentioned, the instructions, you know, it's a bit dodgy. But yeah, so that would be really helpful. Like I'm thinking of getting that pattern that she got because I've been looking at it for a while and it looks really nice. But anyway, so yeah, do you think I should do a sew along? Oh, also another thing to note is different sides have different seam allowances. So the side seams had a 12 and then the top have a 6. Just make sure you're on the ball because that's the kind of thing I would do, you know. That's what I would do. Also, another thing that I actually did different was instead of top stitching, it says to top stitch all around the top naturally, and but I don't really like the look of that, especially on some like a top like this. I don't know, like on a, you know, heavier denim fabric or something, it's kind of cool. But anyway, so I decided to understitch. So yeah, it was hard to get all the way up. I mean, I could have sewn those bits understitched, then sewn the other bits understitched, such and such, but I just couldn't be bothered, so I just did it afterwards. Then the final things, yes, the buttonholes, that's right. So this one recommends, I think it's 18mm buttons. I just picked something random from my stash. Oh, I definitely need to make it shorter. Yeah, so I just picked something random from my stash and used them. But I put on Instagram because I was not sure. I was thinking, should I go gold? Should I go white? Should I go cream? Should I go clear? I also had this one that was white but sort of had like a clear marble, like half clear, half. I'll show you close up. So with the buttonholes, I actually used my new machine, not the vintage machine. I was a bit scared to do that, which probably would have turned out better actually. But I used my new Brother FS 101. If you've been following me for a while, you may know that buttonholes are my enemy. Every time I would sew on my other machine, it would just, like, you'd practice and be like, oh, great, fantastic, let's go for it. You sew it on your actual garment and it's fucked. It's just totally ruined. And you're just like, that's great. Thanks. Thanks, singer. Thanks. Like, don't put a buttonhole function on your machine if it doesn't work. Like, even if I did push it, it just didn't work. Anyway, so I have this new machine and it surprisingly works quite well. It was a similar price range to the one I had previously, but I did have some recommendations from some beginner sewing groups and I asked a few different people their experiences with it. Then it went on sale on Spotlight and that was that. But I did sell my other machine on eBay, so I mean, not too bad, right? So anyway, yes, the buttonholes, I will overlay the top. Not too bad. It's quite a thin fabric, so if it didn't work on that, I was going to be concerned, but it did, so that's great. It just has one of those standard buttonhole foots. The anxiety when I was doing those buttonholes, you don't even know. You don't. The only one that got a bit stuffed up was the bottom one. I placed it slightly too close to the edge and slightly angled, but I actually unpicked it and moved it over and it was actually okay. I thought unpicking buttonholes was pretty bad, but like these turned out okay considering. And then I also used, there's a button foot that came with my machine and you just put it on a zigzag and measure the distance and make sure it's okay. Yeah, that to sew the 5 buttons on. Also, another funny thing is when I was making it, for the front side bit, I don't know what you call that, I was sewing it and I was like, oh yeah, boyfriend, come over here.
This thing go faster?
Yeah, but I put it on medium for you. Oh no, babe, look, you're going
I
way.
fucked that one up.
And I got him to sew some of the front bit. It's just because just a straight line. I thought it might be funny. Now he was good, doing all right, but then when he got to the bottom bit, he sort of slightly angled off, and yeah, so I had to unpick a little bit, but it's fine. So yeah, this is a collaboration with my boyfriend, who has absolutely no sewing skills at all.